I think this one got more backlash than the other two. I think part of it has to do with the times that we're living in.
Mm-hmm.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Real Talk, Deen and Dunya. Peace be upon you all. I am one of your hosts, Mustafa Talib.
And I'm one of your hosts, Abdurrahman Talib.
And I'm one of your hosts, Ayman Talib.
And today we are going to be talking about what, Abdurrahman?
Avatar 3, Fire and Ash.
Boom.
But first,
the blue peoples. What first?
There's a first?
No, but first.
Second?
Gifts.
Oh, what have we here?
And it's blue.
And it's blue because we're talking about Avatar.
Inshallah.
There's paper inside. You just take that out.
Tissue.
Yes.
Thank you. Oh boy.
Another.
We have a... Wow.
So what you holding there, Eamon?
This is a IMAX frame from Interstellar.
It's a 15 perforation 70 millimeter IMAX cell. This is early in the movie, right after they launched into space. The Ranger has just separated.
Which is the orientation that you're
So
supposed to see it?
So the green, here, give it to me.
Yeah.
Green is top side,
Green is the top.
but then the back numbers backwards is correct.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's-
So I had it right the first time.
So this is how you're supposed. So then that's how you're supposed to see it, like that.
Looking
Facing
at it.
at me.
Yeah, facing you.
Okay.
You know what I found really interesting?
So if I'm
What is
doing this,
So that's-
this is what the audience is supposed to see.
Like
Yes,
that.
that's
Got it.
correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
There
So
we
actually, I found that exact still
Hmm.
from the movie on Fandango at home.
Mhm.
So through my digital copy,
Mhm.
and dude, it is so cropped. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Even on big screen version?
I wasn't looking for it. Maybe
Mhm.
I was. A rip where it jumps back and forth between the 2.3,
2.4.
Wait, roughly 2.4.
2.4 ish to 16:9 to the 1.85 or whatever,
So 16:9 is the full frame
which is
widescreen,
right, which
which is
the
still
4K.
a pan
Right.
and scan.
It
of
is.
the-
It is right. So the 4K image, there's stuff that's taken off the top and the bottom, and so I found the exact frame of those,
Mm.
and I took a screenshot. And of course, it doesn't allow you to take a screenshot because you're viewing copyrighted material
Right,
and all
of
that stuff, which
course.
makes sense. It makes a lot of sense, and that's
We are
why
law-abiding citizens.
we absolutely are. But I was doing it just to compare it to the IMAX still, and I mean, you're missing from the 70 millimeters. You're missing the top, whatever that is.
10.
Enough where there's, I don't know, one of those frames has a tiny bit of sunlight coming off.
This one.
Then you barely see it at all in the original.
Mine shows it.
Yeah, yours has the tiny bit right there,
Right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's not even. You don't even see it at all. Because I was trying to make sure it lined up correctly. I was like, that looks like, but it's not in the thing and the frame and this and that.
These are not identical, right? These are
they're not
different
frames.
frames.
They're different
So
frames.
it's actually it was a 3 in a row. So
Oh.
I had an eighth of a second because it was 3 frames in a row
Right.
and 24 frames per second. So
Yes.
and so I used a thing that cuts like paper and whatever, but it also works on film, obviously. And I tested it with something else to make sure it worked right because I don't want to waste.
You assembled these.
So that thing it comes apart.
Okay.
It's magnetic.
Ah. So that's why the Yoda one could shift a little, and this one does too. Got
Yeah.
it. Okay. So okay.
Yeah.
Okay. They're strong then. It's not.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So nice of you. But yeah, we're talking about Avatar 3, Fire and Ash.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I think the first thing that I want to talk about is my experience watching it, like in terms of just how we all saw it,
The format.
the format in which we saw it.
And let me tell you, man, that was...
Did you watch it as James Cameron intended it?
I sure hope so, in a way, because... So I watched it in
From-
MX4D.
MX?
MX4D.
Not
So,
Not to be
Maxima?
confused with IMAX, it's MX.
right. So MX4D is a format where you sit in moving chairs. And then and you move with the action. And then the 4D
it's not
aspect,
vibrating, but rather
it's actually like you like in the opening sequence when you're effectively flying
Right.
through the air. Yeah, so the chair moves as if you are flying through the air, and so it's like right away.
But you also had 4D also. So that meant you had air hitting
So
you, or
so
no?
first of all, 4D because so wearing 3D glasses, 3D presentation, and you had air puffs coming at you.
Did you have water?
Did not have water.
Because I saw I'm sure you guys have seen the videos. Like the person who's testing it to make sure everything's working right. Like they said, like mist shooting out from the chairs.
Does that take you out of the movie?
It does if you are fixated on it. Right. So it's not. It doesn't feel natural.
Does it add to the immersive?
Absolutely, it does.
So, did you that was that your experience? Was what did you say?
That it's immersive.
Right. No, but
MX.
It was MX 4D.
Yeah.
IMAX?
Something.
Not IMAX.
Not IMAX.
Now, yeah. So now in the same theater, there was another auditorium that was showing the movie in HFR, the high frame rate. And I don't know if James Cameron filmed it that way.
He did.
He did film it in high frame rate.
There were certain scenes that he shot in 48. Yeah.
Like The Hobbit.
No, Hobbit was 25 or something.
Hold on.
Or
the entire Hobbit trilogy was filmed in 48 frames per second.
Right.
It was ultra smooth.
Oh, but they played it in 25 or something.
No.
It was weird.
No, they played it back in 48 frames. That's why it was so smooth.
Why did I think
too smooth?
No, like it hurt my head watching the first one.
But
I thought it was 25.
I watched all three of them in the theater in HFR, and I'm telling you, it was like just weird, but it was an incredible experience because that's the way Peter Jackson filmed it. He wanted it that way. And I don't know if there were 3D cameras, but it was still like the whole. That was how he meant he like the optimal experience he wanted for the audience for the Hobbit trilogy. But back to Avatar: Fire and Ash, it was I went for the the MX4D experience. I did not do the HFR, but it was still like completely immersive, full. I sat midway up the auditorium, so the entire image was in full view, and so you're in there, right, and
James Cameron put a clip out there talking about where you should be watching the movie from.
I saw that.
Or was it Christopher Nolan that did something like that for his movies in an actual... I saw something about Christopher Nolan is like, if you're watching this in 70 millimeter IMAX, here's where you should sit. Here are the ideal seats.
Maybe, but I mean, James Cameron also did too for... like as part of promotion.
I know that he put out a letter. He said he put out a letter to people saying, if you please calibrate to these settings. I shot and cut it myself. Here's how you need to do this.
Wow.
And that way it'll be optimal, whatever. So the reason I'm asking you about your experience, because when I watched it in a Cinemark theater. So I had XD, 3D with the D box.
Whoa.
So
say that again.
So XD, which is the bigger screen, 3D, which is the glasses, and then the D box, which is the motion, movement, whatever, and the vibration, whatever, and all that stuff. And so to answer your question earlier about did it make a big difference? So I went and watched it again to, kind of collect my thoughts or whatever. And I watched it standard. 100% standard.
Wow.
2D.
Like a peasant.
Like a it's peasant, not peasant.
In this economy.
Bro, okay, so I gotta say this part because I was very like set on watching it at an ideal time where it wouldn't take so much of the day, but also not like it wouldn't take so much time away from my family is what I was getting at.
It's a 3-hour, 15-minute movie.
Right, but I was also trying to watch it for as cheap as possible. So I came at night. Right. And so I was like, I'm going to try to find a matinee show on the weekend. And somebody told me there aren't many matinee shows on the weekend. And all I'm going to say is I paid $6.50 plus taxes and whatever. So it was like 9 something when it was all said and done. But I got it. And it said matinee on there. So Saturday morning, 9:30. Oh my God. That was an interesting experience. And I almost had the theater to myself. And there was one person in there before me, and I was like, dang it. That's fine. Okay. But I picked the seat right in the middle of everything. So like middle row, middle of the aisle, centered, everything was right there.
centered.
And right from the first opening, like you said, the opening shot is you just see the mountains there, and then you start flying, and it's like, man, this is going to be a very different experience. But it just, I mean, honestly, kudos to to directors and to movie like
and to
theaters,
the DP,
because like the amount of work that goes behind making that experience just that much more immersive is incredible. Like I felt like
they added layers of like
Yeah,
D-Box and such.
we said, like, I mean, like, not to sound too super cliche, but when we added 3D to movies, like, oh, that's a new dimension. Like, it is a new dimension. Obviously, it is. The D-Box did something also. It's even more immersive because now you actually feel like you're moving. Like the first time I experienced the D-Box, I went and saw Jurassic World Rebirth.
Mm-hmm.
And what I found was, I thought this was interesting. That entire auditorium, every seat was equipped with D-Box. When I watched Avatar, only like 15 or 20 of the seats. So in the same auditorium, yet people who paid a premium price to get that D-Box experience. And it was like a $5 to $6 difference between the prices. But in my opinion, totally worth it. It was so worth it. Very just super immersive.
But I mean, that story makes it make sense to have that, right? Versus like any other film. Like,
Sure.
I mean, it's a fantasy film. You're in a whole different new world.
And it's just to make you more immersed into it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
What are your
that's the
takeaways?
experience. There's a lot of takeaway from this
There's a
movie.
lot. Oh my God.
There's so much
All right, so
takeaway.
I'm going to go ahead and start by saying, and people got to judge and comment. That's fine. I definitely cried in watching this movie.
Because of the family aspect.
More than once.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where
Like-
it got real when Sam and
Sam? I'm going to say Sam.
Sam Worthington?
yeah,
Jake.
Jake
Sully.
yeah,
Jake Sully.
Jake Sully,
When he took Spider?
and no, when
Before that.
when he was arguing with
The beginning. when he's talking to Neytiri and talking about the hate.
that argument when he called her out on the hate, and well, it wasn't just that's probably the wrong way of saying
It's not calling her out. It's more like we
we need to talk about this
this
because calling out is like doing it from a third person perspective. Here, I am talking to you about it. We need to fix this.
They were confronting and facing the grief of losing their son, and in the second movie, and all that came with it,
right?
All of
The
because it was right, and it takes a toll. I mean, it takes a huge toll on a family,
right,
to go through something like that.
Yeah. Now, what he was doing was he was, because he was like the cause of their son's death in the second movie was not done by all the pink faces, right? It was done by the military segment.
ARD? Is that what they were? What's the name of the thing? I know what it's called.
They were done. It was done.
Anyway, go ahead. Yeah.
So the people responsible for their son's death were the armed combatants and what have you, right? And as
RDA,
the RDA, and she went on to hate, and she expanded that hate to all of, as she put it, the pink faces. What are they? What is
the insanity in their mind, and all that stuff. Yeah.
Oh, she painted them all with the same paintbrush.
And then he brought it very real for her when he's like, "I'm pink under this." He goes, "I'm in a new body, but I was a pink skin." And she was like, "If I had to trade my family, what did she say? If I had to choose my family over a pink skin, I would choose my family every time." And he said, "You already chose a pink skin for your family once." Talking about himself in the first Avatar movie,
right?
When she chose him,
right?
And
then that scene got very real when they were like, "We're gonna strip away all prejudices. We're gonna strip away all the vibe and all and everything that's being said about these people. We're gonna talk about us and our family, how this is affecting you and me." Right? He said, "Our family is our fortress." I was like, you want to talk about when a man needs to step up as the leader of his family to be the guiding North Star. And It's like, hey, let's bring it back. Let's bring it back home. Literally, we are our home.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so he had to take on that role.
And I thought it was I thought it was really interesting just because one of the biggest like things in the movie for his character specifically is that he has this guilt over his son's death.
Yeah.
He also he thinks about bearing the consequence of every decision he makes, right? Because he's in that leadership role of not just his own family, but within the tribe.
Mm-hmm.
People like he was Torok Makto. Like he was this the last shadow. He's this great warrior, whatever. And he's denying it the whole time. He's like, I don't want to, and that's a whole other thing we could also get into in a little bit. But his potential and the way he sees it, his failure as a leader, as a father, his failure in that, the pressure he puts on his children, on his family, it carries over from with the way of water. You know, like he even talks to his family, like he talks to them. And granted, with the way he's talking to them at that point in the movie, they're already fully at war again.
Mm-hmm.
With humans have come back to Pandora. And this is in the second movie, with humans have come back to Pandora. And he talks to his kids and he goes, dismissed. Like, for example, he talks to them using
military.
Right. But that he's a Marine. And at his core, he's a Marine.
You can't take that out.
Right. And so like there's even a point, right. So she even was like saying like in the second movie, she was like, this is a family. This is not a platoon. This is not a squad.
Mm-hmm.
This is a family. And so he's carrying all that with him. And so he's all the failures that he's having and you know, this internal like thing that's like kind of eating at him. As you said, it's at this moment where he's like, no, this is it. And he has to step up and he's like, I have to be firm. I have to be this family's like North Star and guide them and lead them and all that. And I think that is a turning point for him as well in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So there's...
And so this is about us.
Yeah.
It's about us. It's not about me. It's not about you. It's not about the tribe. It's about our fortress.
And when I think that's, I need to make sure I'm trying to remember I was trying to go scene by scene and wasn't able to write down scene by scene, like how does it go from one to the next. But I think it's around that time where he's like, I need to go get Torok again. Because he had denied it for so long, right? He's like, I don't want to ride it. And everyone keeps looking at him as Torok Makto. And but he's like, I don't want this. And one of the reasons why is because he's like, this means war. Yeah. And I'm trying to avoid war. And that carries over from the second film as well. Cause he's like, I know what happens during war. People will die. And he's like, I'm not putting my family through that. I'm not going to put them on the front line with that. But it becomes very clear, very, very quickly, we're all in this together. And we're already at war. And there are sacrifices that are going to be made. And it happens. There's no escaping the war. The war is going to come to you if you don't go to it. Right. And so then he goes and finds Torok and he's like, I miss you, old friend. Hey, baby. The opening scene, man, just from the opening scene, it's like you realize right away, like this is not something normal. Like, and you realize, oh, the brothers are together. It's Neteyam and Loak are together. It's like, oh, they must be dreaming. He must be doing something. Right. And what I found interesting in that scene was the very end of the scene. When they're just talking, and maybe I think when I first watched it, I was thinking to myself, oh, maybe this is a flashback that we never saw before, or something when they were still like both alive and all that.
Yeah, but no, it was and then it was him connecting. It was him connecting with with AOR or whatever, and he was having this like vision or something, and then he goes, bro, before you leave, just tell me, how did I die? Dang. And then you're like, okay, this is not real. This is a dream and all that. But then he goes on to talk about it. And this is the guilt that he himself, that Loak holds. He feels responsible for it. Yeah. But what I found so interesting was without a single like moment of hesitation, he starts describing what happened. And he said, they got Spider. And so we went back for him. He goes, then we had to go back. And that's it. There was no... I'm not like I hold no remorse. No shoulda, woulda, coulda about it. No, we had to go back. He's family. He's family, and even though he is an outsider, even though he is actually a human, he's pink skin as they call him. Yeah, right. He's the human caught between two worlds. Yep, and he is going to be a linchpin for future conflicts because now he can breathe. Yeah, he can breathe Pandora's air, man. Yep. He has the thing. Yeah, what is it called? He grew the tail thing. I don't know what it's called.
Ponytail.
That's it. Like he's kind of mutated
Evolved.
Symbiotic, whatever thing.
on Pandora. Anyway,
talking about Neytiri, you mentioned Neytiri earlier and her hatred and stuff. And something that I don't know how many people know this who have watched the movies, the Avatar movies, but something that is not in the theatrical cut and not even on, if you streamed it now on Disney Plus, it's not there either. You have to watch the extended or the collector's edition extended, whatever. Mm-hmm. There's a whole thing about how they had a school that Grace Augustine, played by Sigourney Weaver, that she ran. And she ran it for 10 years. And one of the things that they mentioned, there's a storyline that's there, and it's like almost like a dropped line. Neytiri had a sister.
Right.
Who was killed by the RDA.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so from her perspective, we're talking about the hatred that she has. Who has she lost?
Her family. Her family.
Her father.
Sister. Her father. Her sister. And now her son. And
you could even go so far as to say, like, at one point he was betrothed to her, Sute. Man, I like that at the end. Man, they brought him back for that one little, oh my God, Sute. That, also, if you've not watched The Collectors, I think you need to watch it because of that, even if for nothing else, for that one scene near the end of the final battle, whatever. Because like in the theatrical cut, you see Sute, like, and this is going back to the first movie, but you see him boarding a plane off of his Ikran, his Banshee. And he starts like swinging his bow and shooting things and hitting people, whatever. It takes out his like tomahawk, like not a tomahawk, but like an axe kind of thing. And then he gets shot. And then he just like flies out the window. Then you never see him again. And we're like, okay, well, he died. You can't survive like multiple gunshot wounds anywhere. It doesn't matter if you're...
Unless you die off screen, you come back.
I don't know about an Avatar, though. I don't think so. I don't know. But going back to the thing, he actually has a final scene. And I don't know if you've watched I know you probably watched it, but the collector's edition.
At some point, that was back.
But he actually has a final scene, and Jake comes, and so does Neytiri, and basically he's sitting there about to die, but he's like bleeding out.
Yeah,
and he's like, "You need to do it. This is the way." He's basically telling Jake, "You need to end my life.
Yeah,
and you need to end it the way you ended the life with that like deer thing that he. It's not a mercy kill. Yeah, but he's already dying. Just finish it." Right. And the
Last
words,
Samurai.
literally, almost exactly. And the thing that he said that was so interesting, he's like, I rode with Turuk Makto, and he was my last shadow.
Oof.
And then he steps up to do it, and
the thrust.
It literally, he cast a shadow over him, and he puts it in.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's so good.
Man,
so good.
So
listen, I'm just gonna say it. So I didn't watch Avatar 3. Okay,
I came out.
Khalas. I'm not gonna play it dumb. Like, oh yeah, that's really good. I remember that, but no.
Why are you saying Sylvester Stallone?
I didn't watch it. Okay, I just didn't prioritize watching it. Forgive me, audience. I don't care. I will watch it, but I've already watched some spoilers from other, content creators and stuff. It's cool. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. I heard it was a Christian story. That's hilarious.
We're going to get into that.
We'll get into that. I mean, there's definitely some elements of Judeo-Christian like influence that we've seen. And this is like, there's a lot of people are griping about this movie, and everyone has the right to like something or not like something, I guess. That's fine.
It's art.
Right. And it's subjective.
You see what you want to see.
Right. And one of the biggest things that I've been seeing online is that people are saying, oh, it's just the same story over and over again. It's the same story.
Yeah,
and
I saw that too.
And what I wanted to say back to them was, everyone, hold on, okay? Have you seen the Marvel Cinematic Universe? What happens? Person, whatever, power, and now they rise and they fall and they rise again, and they it's the same thing. like stories repeat, literally stories repeat all the time. Why is it a problem here? Why are we picking on it here?
Because it's James Cameron and it's a lot of money and technology and stuff.
Because it's trending.
It's trending.
So everybody feels the need to comment on it. Here we are talking about it.
Right. We have microphones. We have literal microphones in front of our faces. Social media has put microphones on everyone else's faces too, so they can share their thoughts, I guess.
Yeah. So that's and everybody has a platform to talk and want it to feel relevant, which is actually the reason why we're even talking about it, is because we want to offer our own review of the film, as well as offer a God-centered lens on the content of the film.
Especially me.
And being somebody who watched it 12 times already.
Yeah, you know.
It's already grossed over $1 billion, and you're responsible for half of that.
You're welcome.
Congratulations. Man, some new things that appeared in this movie that we have never seen before that offer more. It gives us more of an understanding of the world of Pandora. I say world, but it's a moon, but it's fine. We all were under the assumption for the longest time after watching the first Avatar, and definitely after the second one, we got introduced to new people. Well, all the Na'vi are these great individuals who are connected to Awa. Exactly. Awa. So they're all connected to the mother, the great mother, and they're all like whatever. But all of a sudden, we have the Ash people
from fire.
No. So what happened to them? And just a quick backstory is that a volcano erupted and burned their forest.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, like what remained of their, and I didn't even realize this until the second viewing, but like when Korg goes to their camp, it's essentially like their like home tree is there, but it's just burned and it's just remnants of it, and that's their like they have their like whatever
their own Awa.
No, they don't they turned their back on Awa.
Yeah.
In their eyes, Awa turned her back on them.
Exactly, and this is where it gets really interesting because, dude. Okay, Mustafa, hold on to your seats. For the because of all the parallels that you're about to hear with what happened in the movie and what happened to Satan. So
early on in the movie, just early on,
you feel bad for the guy.
This guy,
not really.
No.
So early on in the movie, he's sitting there, and Loak is actually the one who's narrating for the first time. It's not Jake. So Loak and that's the son that survived. And so Loak is saying, my parents dealt with the grief in their own way. And the way that they dealt with it is they didn't talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
They would just sit in a room and they would exist next to each other. And she was sitting there doing the morning thing. She had like some beads, and she would like sing a song that talked about like the... No. No. When I say the song, I'm sorry, not like some songs. It's like his life.
Yes.
And each bead represents a segment of his life or something that happened in his life, the highs and the lows and whatever. And she would be like sitting there doing that, all that stuff, right? And he'd be there, and like the scene opens up whenever we see Jake for the first time, he's like doing deep dives with other people who are helping him to gather weapons and resources from the ship that they sunk at the end of the Way of Water.
Right.
So they have like all these, and they call them ARs, and I guess they're called ARs at the future. Did you know that it's supposed to take place in the year 2164?
Yeah.
And so they actually say this for the first time. They're 26 trillion miles from Earth.
Oh,
that's a long way.
5 years.
Just to get there.
I've been thinking about that a lot in like the last week and a half or so.
Is that like legitimate science incorporated in that?
So who knows? I mean, I'm sure there's like a visual guide. It's just like there is like with like almost any fantasy something. There's going to be like here's stuff that you can read or whatever. Here are things that you can look at to help you kind of build the universe or to build that world in your mind.
Gotcha.
And I'm sure there's something there that talks about how they have been able to,
surpass.
They have watch this. They have been able to achieve interstellar travel. And able to do that 26 trillion, whatever, in 5 years, and to be able to do like that's insane. But I mean, that is one of those things that you don't actually have to talk about. It's like an accept the fact they can do this. Khalas, that's it. And now you just move on.
Right.
But anyway, so in the beginning of the movie, he's like sitting there and he's like, he's offering something to her. He's like, I know you'll never pick up a gun. And so I've attached these like grenades or essentially, or
I forgot what it was.
It's like an RPG, but not an RPG.
Mm-hmm.
But it's something that you shoot out or whatever. But he's attached that head to an arrow. That way she can still use her bow and shoot it as an arrow, and then just instead of it being just an launcher, something. It might be a grenade launcher or something like that.
Okay.
But he's made it for her as a way of like, he's like, I know you'll never pick up a gun, but here you can still use this as an arrow, as a bow, whatever. And she's like, I don't want. She like throws it away, and he's like, in my mind, I was like, it's gonna blow up. It's gonna blow up. Why are you throwing it? Don't you know how this works? But anyway, he starts like talking to himself and kind of out loud to her. And one of the things that he says was like, I will provide this and that, whatever. And he starts basically saying things, and she's like, Jake, stop. you cannot make me lose my faith right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what happened to these. I need to look at the name. The Makwan,
the fire people.
The fire people.
Yeah. That's what happened to them. They lost their faith because they felt that
something happened to them. Right.
Something bad happened to them. Where was God when that thing happened? That's effectively the message, or not the message to the audience, but that is how they responded.
Mongkwan, and it's one word. Mongkwan clan. That's what they're called. By the way, the Ash people.
Yeah.
What kind? Okay, cool.
So they turned their back. So in their eyes, Aowa turned their back on them. So they turned their back on Aowa.
So they're effectively living in rebellion. Right.
Just like
another fiery creature that we know about. And then, fast forward into the movie, and what's his name? The colonel. What's his rank?
Courage. He's a colonel.
Colonel. Yeah. So Courage literally comes in and makes a deal with the devil.
Oof.
And I'm over here like,
in what capacity though?
Oh God. He literally sold the soul to the devil. Like
he wants to find his kid that's not his, but it's his.
Right. Yes.
Spider. He wants to find Spider because Spider can now breathe. If Spider can breathe. So one of the things that they talk and not good. I guess we can talk about this now. But Spider, after his pack runs out, so the air on Pandora, they can't breathe it.
Humans can't. No.
Humans can't breathe it, and so they have to have these masks.
The oxygen, yeah.
And so these packs have a battery life, whatever, and you have to recharge them and all that stuff. So at some point, kind of early in the movie, his starts to go out, but he doesn't grab his backup, and then all this stuff happens, and so he can't breathe, and it's super filled with what is it, carbon dioxide, I guess is what it's something, whatever. It's a gas that's not oxygen, something,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's within minutes you're dead. So his oxygen goes down to 0, and they're take off the mask. You need to do something, and so then Kitty, who is played by again Sigourney Weaver, we had to find out that she's actually.
Do they answer questions from number 2?
Yes, they do.
Yes.
We find out who her father is.
Are you ready for this?
Make sure you're sitting down, okay? There is no father.
Anakin Skywalker.
Jesus Christ.
No, Anakin Skywalker. So there is no father. In the first Avatar movie, when they tried to save her after Sigourney Weaver's got shot,
right?
They brought her avatar body,
correct,
and they tried to do something to switch the soul over here, whatever.
What they successfully did with Jake.
Yes.
What ended up happening was, and they explained it, was that a seed was planted. Grace's avatar became pregnant. And gave birth, and here's Kitty.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And so she's like, well, that really sucks.
Yeah. And then
he's like, I'm a clone. I'm more of a freak, whatever. But and then they're like, no, you are the daughter of Aowa. That's what they were saying. So, right? Okay.
No, yep. And then she goes off. And then what does she do? And what does she do? She
denies it.
Nope. What does she do to Spider?
Oh, so then she... Wait, so what are you talking about?
What happened to Spider when he was losing the oxygen?
Yeah. So Spider doesn't die, but he basically is like, I can't breathe. And she's like, oh, I need to give him something. So she gives him...
She effectively performs a miracle.
She gives him that... Remember those things in the first one? Those floating jellyfish things?
Yeah.
But
she makes me...
So she's like, I don't know what I'm doing, but it feels right. Takes off a part of it.
Right. She had visions and stuff in the number 2, right?
Right.
Or some... Yes, I understand.
So then she's like, I'm gonna feed it to him, and so she puts it in and closes his nose and whatever.
Just because.
And so then she connects to the roots that are right there and starts going, "Hey, well, mother, please, blah blah blah," all that stuff.
Next door,
right? And then just like in the first Avatar, where the things come up from the roots and get on the body. It's like they're trying to transfer something.
Tentacle thingies.
Right. It's the little it's algae, but not right.
Yeah.
So then that thing happens, and then all of a sudden his hand starts moving, and he's like, I'm breathing. Yeah, breathing. I can breathe this air. Yeah, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Right. Even though he was born on Pandora,
right,
and raised on Pandora, but he went full I can breathe.
He's Pandoran.
Nice. I don't know.
Pandoran.
So anyway,
so she is the so she's the symbol, right? Again,
the embodiment.
No, not the embodiment. her character is symbolic or is a
Symbology.
stand is that too.
Symbology.
Is a stand-in for Jesus Christ, right? Alayhi salam, on him be peace.
Jeez.
So and that and then but again toward the Christian narrative of him being the son of their God, right? So their God being Awa, Awa, and
Awa.
and so
You should go down. That's 3.
there you go. Inshallah, IBM.
The joke just went right over your head, bro.
100%. What is it?
So he said,
Father, Son, and Holy
there's
Ghost.
Awa, there's Nam, and then there's Badhead.
The Holy Trinity of
The
these
Trinity
things.
of how many words?
Continue.
Yeah. So then it becomes clear as things progress that the Colonel, Quaritch, he's not going to give up, and the tribe is under threat as long as Spider is alive.
So his mission is to find Spider and
His mission is to get Jake,
to kill him,
to bring him in,
and do what?
Oh no, to kill him, to execute him.
Okay,
because he's leading the insurgents against the
rebellion.
He's a terrorist.
Right.
Designated terrorist organization.
Which is funny because he is the savage. Actually, so in this context, he's the savage, right? Okay, so that's what they call him. Go figure. And it gets better. So it becomes clear that as long as Spider is alive, that he's going to keep coming after them, and he is not just a liability. He is going to attract danger to the tribe.
Because if humans can breathe the air of Pandora without a mask.
Khalas. That's it.
Like his first thing is
full colonization.
Once they found out that he can breathe the air, they go to their base and they talk to all those guys that Norm is there.
Already
and his first thing is
already
can
colonizing
reverse
the planet.
engineer? He goes, can you take it out of him? And he's like, why would you want to take it out? He can breathe the air. This is such a he doesn't have to worry about that anymore. And he's like, if it can happen to him, if the RDA get their hands on him,
right,
and they can reverse engineer it, all of a sudden you don't need this anymore. Everybody from Earth will come to Pandora, and then all the things that we've been working towards and fighting off of for the last couple of years
would have been nothing. Because
now you're gonna have an entire
colonization,
entire civilization. Not civilization, an entire population of a whole other world. 7, at this point, maybe 8, 9 billion, whatever it was in the movie. They don't talk about the population of the Earth, but bringing the entire global population to Pandora, Pandora, and you're gonna just wreak havoc on the entire planet on the moon.
A nod to living on Mars, or that trope.
A lot of people are drawing lots of parallels about colonialism, rightfully so.
Right.
And in different aspects. One of them being, do you take up arms against the colonizer? Do you resist? One of them being, and this is not one of them.
Is that resistance religiously motivated?
I mean,
or religious.
So then here's one also is, could this is this kind of lending itself towards this idea of, could you colonize another planet, and what does that look like, and resources and stuff like that? I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of interpretation here for sure, and I think there's been, I think this one got more backlash than the other two. I think part of it has to do with the times that we're living in, because there's a major shift that happens. So in the second movie, we're introduced to the reef people. And during this movie, we expand and we learn about their relationship with the water, and we learn about this group called the Tulkun, something like that. And they're essentially whale-like creatures. And in the first Avatar, they were all about this thing called unobtainium, and that's what's paying for the whole thing, right?
Because we can't obtain it.
And it's out for 20 billion a kilo. Okay,
try to Giovanni.
All right, Giovanni. In the second and third, now there's something within the Tulkun in their brain or something like that, which literally stops aging. And that's what he said, verbatim. He's like, he's Australian. He's like, it literally stops you aging, mate. It's crazy.
So you can't die.
And it's 80, and it sells for 80 million a vial. And the vial holds enough for I don't know how many people to whatever. And
this is number 2.
This is number 2.
Yes, I remember.
And they continue it in number 3.
All right. Okay.
And so there's this guy, one of the Tulkun that Loak befriends, Payakan. Payakan was outcast, and he was like he was outcast from the tribe of the Tulkun because he fought back. Because the way of the Tulkun was, we don't fight. Because violence only begets more violence.
Mm-hmm.
And this is kind of a pacifist approach, which is I'm not gonna get involved. I don't want to. And that one of the things that I didn't even like notice it, or I didn't pay attention to enough the first time, but the second time I was like, wait a second. When they like the whole like the plot of the movie moves with this thing, like we need to move Spider and take him to this other place. He can't stay with us because it's too dangerous and this and that, blah, blah, blah. And they make that decision as a family. And so they said the caravans are coming. And when the caravans come, that's when, and so he's like, I can't have you on board. He's talking to Jake. He's like, if I have Turuk Makto on board, I'm taking sides. And I can't take sides.
So there's a couple more points I want to talk about with regards to what happened and playing out in the movie. So when Jake realizes it's never going to end as long as Spider's alive. So he straight up goes for the Abrahamic sacrificial move. Okay, but it parallels the biblical narrative of the story of the sacrifice, in which Isaac didn't know what was going on, right? Versus in Islam,
the plan is explicit.
Allah tells us that Ismail was consulted and went and they both went in willingly submitting. Both of them submitted, right? So Spider didn't know what was going on. Jake put the knife to his throat, and at first he was like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? We can't do this." And then he talks to him. He basically tries to make him understand.
So he puts him out. He's like, he says kneel, and he starts like, he's like, "What's going on?" And he starts just, "Don't look at me, don't look at me, don't look at me." And he starts
about to kill him without
preface. No. He's just like, "Don't look at me." And he has him kneel, and he has a knife, and he's like, you will be with the ancestors now, and oh mother, look after this and that, and blah, blah, blah. And so as he's
breaking his heart to do it, but he knows he's got to do it.
Like, he's like realizing, no, you don't have to do this, and then near the end, he's like, I'm going to go with Aowa now. I'm ready. Just tell me something.
Do it.
Tell me something. Do you still love me?
Oof.
Yeah.
And he's like, with all my heart.
And then he thrusts.
And then you see, and the camera goes like this, and it's only on him, and he's like, and then he thrusts, and then the camera goes out, and the knife is to the side of him, and Spider's just there like waiting, and the knife is on the side of him. And so Neytiri's with him, but Neytiri's like off like somewhere, and she like runs back, and she's like, my Jake, and she like hugs Spider, and like she's now like, and then she looks at him and she says the famous lines, "I see you."
Wow.
She finally sees, and so like she sees him for who he is, and all that he has to offer to their family and all that stuff.
To Spider.
Right.
That's when
because she goes, it's against him.
Yeah.
She's openly saying things like, I hate
to his face, around him, like
racist slurs.
Like imagine, like it's. I mean, he's the adopted child, but imagine a parent telling the child, "I wish you were never born."
Yes.
Like that's
no thanks.
Yeah, I wish I never adopted you. We should never took you in.
The way that, and so then all at the same time, the way that at some point Jake says to Loak, he's like, "If you had been following orders, your brother wouldn't have."
Yeah,
just go.
Oof.
And Loak has to. He deals with that. He grabs an AR, goes off, finds a spot, puts the AR to his throat like this, puts his finger on the trigger, and starts to go down.
Man.
And that's when his sister and his kind of love interest person come in, and they're like, no. And then Kiri says something really interesting. She says something like, you are worthy of life, or something like that.
Right. Like, show love and care.
Like you have
suicide's not the answer.
You have the strength of the ancestors in your veins.
Man, Jim really headed on
Dude,
this
I'm telling
one.
you, man, I'm telling you, he tackled some pretty like, and people, I don't know if they're just not ready for it. They don't want something like that. They just want the spectacle.
Right.
And a lot of reviews, they talk about, and this is even if you look it up, if you look up like discussion points for Avatar, it'll say like a lot of people talk about the spectacle of Avatar, how it looks visually like this and that.
Immersive and beautiful.
But they're like, but the story, I don't know about the story. I don't know.
The story is the driving force behind everything else.
Right.
It's like the story, like
Welcome to Filmmaking 101.
Yeah, where it's actually the story is the driving force, and the everything that you see on the screen, whether it's CGI or it's practical or whatever kind of effects, these are all supplemental, right? That's the whole point.
Speaking of the film and plot and stuff, this is nothing. It's not with the Fire and Ash. It's with Way of Water. So there's a jump between the first and the second movie. It's 10 to 15 years. I don't know how clear it is, but it's got to be pretty long because I think Loak and both Loak and Natam are teenagers at that point. So it's got to be close to 15 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he was having a hard time. James Cameron was having a hard time. He's like, I need to write some exposition here. How am I going to write the exposition? I need to talk about what's going on in this movie.
I saw this. Yeah.
Right. And so then I think I shared it with you.
Yeah.
And so he's like, he's stuck and he's stuck and he's stuck. He's like, he goes, sometimes when I'm stuck, I just go out for a walk. So he's talking about this in an interview. He goes out for a walk and he sees on like a newsstand, whatever, like they're selling magazines and articles or magazines and newspapers. And on a magazine, one of them says how to write exposition.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is exactly what I'm looking for. The universe sent me the thing, blah, blah, blah. He doesn't look at it. He just grabs it, pays for it. He gets home and he opens up the article and it says how to write exposition according to James Cameron's Terminator 2. And he's like, or Terminator 2, whichever one, I forget which one it was.
That is hilarious.
So he's like, I bought the thing, and then it's my own advice to myself. And he's like, but then he goes, it did help. It did help. So that's
funny.
So another interesting point in the film is that the Colonel you see that he is attacking Jake for abandoning them, for adopting the
for turning his back on the Marines and on the
colonization project.
Yeah.
Right. And in doing so, he and while he has him, imprisoned, he's got him he's got him bound and everything. When he's talking down to him and everything like this, even in that moment, every single time, Jake responds with what I can only describe as dawa.
100%.
Okay, it's like he's like I am bound. I am my fate is in your hands. I'm going to be executed. Right. Instead of pleading for his life, instead of fighting a way out of the situation, he is telling his captor, "Open your eyes.
This world goes so much more deeper than you imagine. Open your eyes. You have new eyes, Colonel. Use them, and look at this world."
Okay. And so I was like,
woke now?
Not that kind of woke.
Yeah.
Like, this is like,
but awaken to all that the world has to offer.
The reality.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought that was a very interesting
it's a very
realization of the character. Like, the character, he was so far beyond
and you can see
himself.
It has an effect.
He was so far beyond himself. The cause is not about him. The cause is about saving his people, but more so about getting you, my enemy, to join me. He's trying to win his heart.
And this happens twice?
Yeah. At least twice.
In the same movie?
Yeah.
Wow. 2 encounters.
When he's facing execution while he's in prison. So I thought that was interesting.
I thought it was interesting when Spider used himself as a human shield. Because he's an asset. And he puts himself in front of Jake. And he's like, you can't shoot me, blah, 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 blah.
Nice.
And he's like, go, Jake, go. And he just keeps running right in front of him. That way he can escape. And he's like, you can't. And then finally the general's like, I'm not playing this game. I'm going to shoot the both of you. Open fire. Whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then I love what he said. He goes,
how long is this movie again?
3 hours, 15 minutes.
Dude, it's long.
And
but
what?
It doesn't feel 3 hours.
3:15?
But here's the thing. There's a lot of credits.
So
It's really closer to 3 hours.
okay. That's
And I mean, if you
manageable.
want to stay for Miley Cyrus's song
no thanks.
at the end
There was
during the credits,
in the professor guy.
the
That
PhD
was
guy.
I felt that was awkward writing
So we didn't
because
really get
because they didn't introduce him.
he was in the professor guy. You're talking about the guy that was a marine biologist.
Yeah,
He was in number 2.
was he?
He was
Oh,
barely. I honestly expected more of him in number 2. We barely got to see him in number 2.
because he just thrust into the spotlight of the happenings of the main story.
So we have to understand also that number 2 and number 3. So while there's a huge jump between number 1 and number 2, 2 to 3 is a few weeks.
Right.
Something like that. It's very
picks up soon after.
Like there's so for example, like there's that guy who was leading the charge of the hunt of the Tolkien in the second one, who like loses his arm. You see him as like you think maybe he died, but you see him and he's got a bionic arm.
Oh.
Yeah, and so and he's like used to it and ready to like go to work again and do all the stuff.
So maybe like a month or something.
Yeah, maybe about a month or so. And again,
It's not all that long.
They're searching the wreckage, they're actively searching the wreckage for weapons and other things.
Yeah.
Right then and there.
So it's
in the beginning of number 3.
okay.
So it's within 2 or 3 weeks or even less. And like the people like who've gotten like scarred or whatever from the fight, they are healing. And you can see like the heals on their skin, on their bodies.
Wow.
Yeah. So this marine biologist, he's thrusted into the forefront of the story, and just as quickly he's pulled out. And
the way that his like thing finished,
yeah,
I was like, that's like, what else? Like you have to have more to offer. I hope you have more to offer.
right.
Because I mean, he protested, and then he's like, I'm going to really protest. I'm going to drive a thing through this or whatever, and it's going to break his cage open, and then he's going to be able to escape. And he's like, it's great to meet you. And I like what he said at the end of it. He's like, all right, so what's the plan? He's like, this is as far as I got. He goes, that's not a plan. Wait. Neytiri. Okay. Neytiri's here. Dude, she goes, she just like,
she goes
full
warrior
ham,
mode.
dude. She goes ham.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know whether to kiss you or to yell at you. You waste time. You waste time. Come on. We have to go.
Funny.
And then now let's go back to the colonel and the leader of the Ash people.
Barang.
Dude.
She is crazy.
Yeah.
She's.
Now, you want to talk about a match made in hell?
She's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
They're that crazy to each other, Yanni.
Yeah. And
she connects with people.
How so?
So she uses her
tail
pony.
It's called thing. I forget what it's called. She uses it to connect with them and then control them.
Ooh.
So he connects with him. She connects with him the first time because she's interested in weapons. And she's like, I want to make thunder. Show me how you make thunder.
Oh.
And so he eventually shows her how to make thunder. He's like, you just load it up, you do this, and you bang, bang, bang. And she's like, oh my God. And then he brings her a whole bunch of them. And he also brings her, what is it called when you, flamethrowers.
Ooh.
And
so now she can control fire.
People, and then she's in like
they were destroyed by the lava. They were destroyed by the volcano.
Like she gets so like it's kind of crazy how excited she gets over this fire. But I mean, she's able to shoot it at a great distance. Before she had to like you saw the. Did you see the clip of her lighting up the arrow? She goes, "I am the fire,"
nope.
And she like releases it. She like gives a signal to somebody. He puts up this bag of like oil or something to.
Oh.
And then he basically goes, kamikaze like into this dude. And they're like, wow. And the comments on it, like the icon's like, I didn't sign up for this. The banshee that he's writing is like, what are you doing, bro? Why'd you light me on fire? She's like, I don't have to worry about doing that anymore. I just have a flamethrower.
So what are y'all's like concluding thoughts, takeaways from this film?
I think it tells the story of how the devil came to be. And it shows what it takes in this scenario to stick to your principles and what your total objective, what your higher purpose is in standing against not just the devil himself, or in this case, this movie, herself, But also to stick to your higher purpose and stick to your principles. That's
Stick for what you believe in.
Yeah, but again, with there is that whole aspect of the parallel religion. That's there. With the daughter. I'm sorry, the Messiah figure, right? That's performing miracles, and she is of virgin birth. Or she is of
immaculate conception.
Immaculate
parthenogenic pregnancy. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
These are SAT, man.
I'm telling you, man.
So I think that's the takeaway. The takeaway of the third Avatar installment is now we've roped in colonization with a religious revolution.
I also want to add to that is now we are actively seeing them. We saw it a little bit in The Way of Water, but they're actively resisting the oppression and the colonization and what that looks like, the toll that it takes, the trauma that is involved with that, the sacrifice, the loss of life,
the hurt, the grief.
Yeah. And we see all that and the choices that people have to make. And they when they realize that there's no end to this thing unless I get in, I can't be a bystander and I can't keep running away from it. I have to face on the oppression. Like there's that quote, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And so not being a bystander, not being somebody who's like, oh, I don't choose sides, like those certain the caravan people that we're introduced to, the Na'vi, and not being somebody who is actively also going against your own people. And yeah, we're introduced to that concept for the first time in this movie. And all of a sudden now it's become a lot more
relevant.
It's a lot more realistic in terms of just how we see how we view the world, not just view the world, but how the world is presenting itself. Because even when you see in different areas around the world where there is oppression and there's resistance, you have people who are
cheering one side,
who are of the same ethnicity, culture, and so on, of the resistance, but go against the resistance or are indifferent to the resistance.
So it'd be like internal turmoil,
right? Inter like is it not tribalism, but it's like inter
no, inter is between two different
intra. Sorry,
so this is going to be intra.
Yeah,
it's within.
Yeah,
right.
That's cool.
It's a good watch. It is a good watch. So right before the sacrifice scene, Spider is needing to use the bathroom.
Oh yeah,
and he's like, and so one, like,
he really had to use the bathroom real bad.
There's a comment is like, after all this thing, he's still going to use the bathroom. It's like that's James Cameron's like going, hey, I'm talking to you guys. We're almost there. It's almost time for a pee break. Almost time.
That's awesome. I definitely am looking forward to seeing it, and
I mean, even if you can't watch it in those other formats, I mean, I still recommend watching it just in the regular standard 2D. Oh my god! But
sure, I'll watch it. IMAX.
It's cool.
Or it's not meant for IMAX. Is it?
No, so it's not actually like
just 3D though.
3D for sure. I mean,
James Cameron is the last big name backing 3D presentations,
right,
in Hollywood. Yeah,
but again, with these movies, it makes a lot of sense. Like it's an entire world that's created, and I'm sure you've seen some of the behind the scenes stuff that's been shared around all over.
I mean,
and it's a really cool concept the way they do this entire thing. Like, and that may be something that we could talk about at some point. Is just the back, like what goes on behind the camera. To create
the motion capture technology,
performance capture, not motion capture.
Excuse me,
it's performance capture. You first of all,
because and I think now with Hollywood seeing how the technology, they now know how the technology works. That, and I think James Cameron is more hopeful that his cast will be, for the Oscar and the Golden Globe.
There'll be considerations. You mean
considerations? Exactly.
Mhm.
Because it's not just like they're not just in the suit walking around. Like there are dots on their faces, like picking up tracking muscle
It's
movement in their
their
face.
performance.
It's literally the thing. Yeah.
Not superimposed, not changed by the editors what I thought was after the fact.
What's his name? So Spider's character, is it Jack Chapman? What's his name? I forget his name. Champion. Is that Jack Champion? Maybe, I don't know. He had to film everything twice.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
Because like interacting with the Na'vi versus not
Interacting with people wearing green screen suits.
right.
And stuff, yeah.
Right. Yeah, makes sense. So like a plate shot, and then
It's really cool. But again, like that's what you had to do in order to make this work, and it works. It works very well.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
it works very well.
But did Spider get to pee at the end?
I hope he did, man.
They didn't
I
show
really
it.
did. I know. I had 3 hours.
Wow.
I was like, and my started thinking, like, okay, bye.
Yeah,
You gotta go.
I'm telling you, like I remember seeing the runtime, 3 hours, 15 minutes plus trailers. We're gonna, what I'm gonna do is I am not going to have breakfast. I am not gonna drink my water or have my coffee. I am gonna go in.
I'm not gonna get
popcorn.
my popcorn. I'm not gonna get my
So when I get to the movie theater, I am going to go
to
in
the
fresh.
restroom, right?
I'm gonna go into the restroom, and then we enter the theater. Then I get to start to enjoy my popcorn and my icy, and then I'll be good for I'll be good to go after the movie is done after 3 hours.
There you go. Looking forward to doing that myself. I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. If y'all did, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you hit that post notification down below. This is Mustafa Talib.
This is Abdurrahman Talib.
And this is Ayman Talib.
And we'll see you guys in the next one. Assalamu alaikum.
Peace.